tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her, and she gon' work that right. I'ma mess around and drown when she drop that down. No more phone me blowing up, I like not right now. Oh, I swear that she in next the way she work that mouth. Whoa, automatic cause she move, she be cousin static. I be straight up like an addict, might become an addict. Now I gotta have it, had enough with all the moves, yeah, move here. Ooh, let me grab it now, I'm on 1 year. Now I'm not done yet, told her wait right here. I'll be back one sec, this is just time out, this is not no way. Go and grab that friend, now you know what's next. Stay. You been rockin' with it all-star, baby, and I know you coming early like a five-star, baby. Packing out the seat, this ain't no hostile, baby, and they know me in the city like a mob star. You I tell her get low, gon' rock with me. You gon' mess around now and get a shopping spree. I'm now in your possession like apostrophe. Oh, enough with all the talking, I just told her say less and do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her do more, do more, do more, do more. Go ahead, set the mood right, dirty like a food fight. You been working all day, load it up in 2 nights. Do more, do more, do more, do more. Oh, I tell her,
feel like John Morant, need a triple-double, told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple, I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble, I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell, feel like John Morant, need a triple-double, told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple, I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble, I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell, yeah, I need it now, told him on the lay, I've been moving dog, yeah, I'm on the way, I don't hear the talk, don't care what they say, I don't got no patience, I can't ever wait, I've been trying to get it, running up all these digits, and I've been in the gym, I've been up doing minutes, I just put in that work, told them it's strictly business, and I see through the face, they all just burning bridges, feel like John Morant, need a triple-double, told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple, I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble, I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell, feel like John Morant, need a triple-double, told him check the stats, yeah, I got a couple, I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble, I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell, yeah, they don't want it done like I want it, dog, yeah, they say they want it, then they took the summer off, I've been going down the list, checking numbers off, I was checking on your numbers, told them something's off, I was at the bottom, now you know I'm climbing, now they sending deals, they know I ain't signing, they been trying to sell it, they know I ain't buying, when they send a text, dog I ain't replying, feel like John Morant, need a triple-double, told him check the stats, yeah I got a couple, I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble, I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell, feel like John Morant, need a triple-double, told him check the stats, yeah I got a couple, I don't drive the ball, now I never fumble, I'm the MVP, now I feel like Russell.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no giving. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't want it when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know that's because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem. I ain't perfect. Let them watch me elevating. Got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And woo. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, get ahead. Watch out, set it up. Bet you I shut it down. Watch out, get a win. I don't think they really wanna come against the winner. Got a finger run up in a grenade. I ain't never been there when you think you compare. I'm aligned with the winner about the cage. I need all the wins. Yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits. Yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets. Yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all of this. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah, at the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on the roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy,
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. What is going on, Mafia? Let's see who we got in here. We got Masnokas. What is going on, bro? We got VW John, Cuz I Can Bump It, or Kuzi Can, as I like to call him, guys. But today, we're going to be taking a look at Bitcoin as for the third day in a row, we are literally where we were on yesterday's live stream. It's pretty hilarious. Monday, we were sitting up at this major level of resistance, and then we kind of wiggled around, came back down, went sideways, and then we did the live stream yesterday. We were at the same exact level. We got a little dump, and then we pumped back up earlier today, and now we're just sitting right back at that same level. Can we still break this level of resistance and get our move up to 59 to 60? To 62K, what we were looking at on yesterday's live stream. And I will say, guys, there are some time frames that are looking pretty good, such as the 4 hour. I think I saw somebody say it in the chat. They were saying 4 hour looking pretty good, and I'm going to bring that up, obviously, on today's live stream. We'll take a look at the 4 hour, talk about why I'm looking at it and why it could potentially look somewhat bullish, not only with the money flow coming up, but there are some other things I'm looking at that could be calling for some more upside. But obviously, I'm going to give you guys the bullish case, the bearish case, and then let you know which way I'm leaning. Was this little pump up today just a fake pump, or is it a start of something bigger? We're going to be covering it all on tonight's live stream, guys, so don't forget to smash that like button. Every 100 likes we get gives you guys some free chances to win some free crypto on Friday's live stream. Bear with me. Give me 1 sec here, guys. Sorry about that. But yeah, smash that like button. Every 100 likes, you guys know, gives you some extra free chances to win some more crypto. It actually kind of just increases the amount of crypto we give away. We gave away $150 of Solana last week, on top of some free Frankie Candles hats, as well as a bunch of Cardano. So smash that like button if you have not already. It also helps push this content out for free. It's absolutely free. It's free 99 to smash that like button and get this content pushed out to more people in the cryptoverse and get this stuff pushed out to more people. Let's see. Bada boom. Yo, you guys are funny. But yeah, we're going to get into all that on tonight's live stream, guys. But just a quick announcement. The first video in our beginner series is now out. The full trading view for beginners masterclass is now out. So if you guys are new to trading and you're kind of just getting into the charts and you want to figure out how to master trading view, all my favorite shortcuts, kind of how I organize my charts, how I set up my folders, all that good stuff, make sure you check out that video. Tony D, if you could drop that link in the chat right now. It will also be the, shout out to BTC Goalie. I actually think, were you the one that was kept asking for it? We said it was coming, and we finally did. I'm a man of my word. I say what I mean and mean what I say, and that video is now out. Thank you so much for that video. It is a little bit longer, guys, but it is a full masterclass on TradingView. Now, obviously, if I wanted to make it even longer, I could have covered more stuff, but I tried to make it somewhat palatable, and it really does cover everything from A to Z on TradingView, at least that I really like to use. It's also going to be the video that you need to like and comment on to enter into today's giveaway, so why not get some free sauce as well as enter into those giveaways? But with all that being said, guys, shout out to ad holder said CF team. Shout out, I assume that means Crypto Face. Shout out to Crypto Face and ad holder. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. We got Barack in the chat, said thank you so much for the video. No problem. Hopefully it helps you guys out and hopefully you enjoy it. Please let me know in the comments. I'm not saying that for engagement. We're really trying to gauge who is really enjoying these beginner type videos, because we're gonna make it a whole series. So feedback on this video will be greatly appreciated. Shout out to Dave Hagan. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Let's see, French Toaster. What is up? Good to see you in here, bro. We got Servando Estrada, said, when BTCTA, Frankie? We're going to get into it right now. Shout out to Jordan. Shout out to Jenny Swanson. Real quick, last but not least, Querty and Mike Vito, my paisan. I got the Aztecian Cactus Moss Water here, which you guys all know is actually Super U, my new favorite thing. This is quickly going to replace my coffee. Let's see. Okay, yeah, shout out to Bitfrog as well. But let's go ahead and jump on into... Let's go ahead and jump on into the charts, guys, and try to figure out if we can figure where this thing is going to go next. Let's jump into it. Here we go. So here we are, guys, and here you really can't make it up, right? If I pull up the higher time frames here, I'll pull up the range that we've kind of been looking at over the past few streams. And as you guys can see here, it's pretty hilarious. It's like, it's almost like somebody knows that Frankie Candle streams at this time every single day. So here we are during our live stream on Monday, sitting at about 58K. And then we were here on our live stream on yesterday, sitting at 58K. And now here we are again, sitting at about 58K. It's like every time we tap this level, I am live. But here's the thing, guys. As we've been looking at this as our next major key level of resistance, this is really the level that we need to break, right? And again, like we covered this yesterday, but, once we can get above this golden pocket, I do think that is likely going to open up the door. And I'm going to talk about the probability of that actually happening in just a second. But this is, kind of what's holding us back in order, or holding us back from being able to get up to our next target, which is going to be between 59 and, about 59.5. And we talked yesterday about the targets above this. I will bring that up briefly today as well. But I do want to talk about a few things here, right? Now, shout out to the premium Discord. Guys, I actually have some really sad news. I don't want to be too serious here. It's not really that sad. It's just like disappointing for me. But kind of disappointing news. My long from 40K has been closed. I don't know why. I think it has something to do with the BingX KYC. I think they closed me out of the trade, unfortunately. It was closed. Maybe I can bring up the P&L here in a second. It was closed in over 1,000% profit. It was up about 9,000 or 8,000, I believe. I paid about $1,200 in fees because I was holding it for so long. And I don't know what happened. I went to go check on it today, and it said closed. It said manually closed too, but I didn't close it. So maybe, I don't know if it has something to do with the KYC, but super, I was getting beat up today. That happened to me, although it was still like 8,000 in profit. Still very disappointing. I was kind of holding that for the mean, hoping it was going to, we were going to be able to hold that up to much higher. So kind of disappointing there. I'm going to get into another disappointing thing here in just a second as well. But super, I'm like low-key butthurt about that, guys. So it's so annoying. It would have been fun. So hopefully, I'm kind of praying for Bitcoin to dump now because I would love to go back down to 40K. Give me another chance to get back into that trade. So if you see the market dump, that might have been me trying to get it back down there. But anyway, with that being said, can't cry over money made. But it is, that one was for more for the story than the money, in my opinion. Not my opinion, but honestly. But anyway, as we look here, guys, we are now back within our larger volume profile here. Now, we're not talking about that main volume profile that we've been looking at for, X amount of months here. But our kind of lower volume profile down here, we are now back above that value area low. Obviously, we did get that little drop down below. I believe, this was this was earlier today. We got the bigger drop. And, this was nice. I did take the scalp short. I'm now stopped out in profit. But we were able to ride that nice move to the downside, and then alerting the premium Discord about these low time frame divs as we were deviating below the volume profile. And I'm going to show you how the Frankie Candles Essentials Indicator actually pulled this, kind of called this pump perfectly. And again, not to say that that indicator can just say when price is going to pump, but I'll show you the confirmations in a second. But yeah, obviously, we were coming into some key levels of support. More specifically, what I was looking at was this anchored VWAP from the bottom of the low here down at 52.4. We were coming up to that anchored VWAP, and not only that, but we did get those bullish divergences on the 30-minute here. This was specifically what I was looking at. And then we also had some stuff on the order flow as well. But as I was dropping that information in the Discord, I missed my entry, and we never got a pullback to get back in. So the Mafia was able to catch that one, but I missed that trade, caught the short, missed the long. But you guys know that is never a problem here because we make money whether the price is going up or down. So all we need is price to move. We don't care if it goes up or down. We just need these moves up and down. And it's always, there's always another move in the market, so I'm not tripping over that, but it was slightly annoying. Granted that I found out that long from 40K was closed shortly after this. I just felt like I was getting bullied all day. But shout out to the Mafia getting that information just in the nick of time. We had some bullish CVD down here as well as the divergences into that key level of support. And then once we were able to reclaim this value area low, the next major level of resistance was again at 58K, which is where we're sitting at right now. And I'm going to talk about like super local levels here as well because we are starting to form a little bit of a range here. And I'll talk about those in just a second. But before we do that, I do want to talk about the 4-hour here because the 4-hour money flow is looking pretty good here, guys. With the money flow looking to cross over into the green. We did print that 4-hour green dot, gave us that little push up. I would have liked to see this push us up a little bit higher. But just to kind of check in here, 4-hour money flow still looking pretty nice. Now, this does not negate our higher time frame bearish money flow, right? But again, the way I'm looking at this, guys, like the local, like this is really the main volume profile that I'm looking at. Value area low sitting at about 56,286, POC sitting at about 59,200, and then that value area high is coming in at about 61.4. This is that main volume profile or the local volume profile that I'm looking at, over the next few days or maybe even week or so. But, if we zoom out here, we all know we have this much larger volume profile sitting up here throughout this entire range, right? So, once we are able, if we are able to get that 4-hour money flow to pump us back up into this next key zone of resistance, this is what we looked at yesterday. This still remains exactly the same. I mean, you can't make it up, right? Like, it's kind of frustrating to be quite honest. It's just like, we're at the same spot that we were last night. Give me something to talk about. Price action, do something. But, if we do make it up, again, the 59K level is going to be the next expected level of resistance. But up here is really the make or break level for Bitcoin, in my opinion, between 60 and 61.5, 61.6, because this is not only the value area high of that local range here, but it is also the value area low of our macro upper range, or macro overall range here from the most recent kind of macro top here. So once we get up to these levels, that is likely going to be a very, 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 very important level to flip. And, to be quite honest, more specifically, the $62,350.786 is going to be a super important level to flip if we are going to get a bigger break into the larger volume profile and then come back up towards this POC and value area high. Let me actually just go ahead and label this value area high POC or POC, as some people like to call it. Let's see, bada boom, and then I will just label that value area low as well. Come on, give me that value area low. All right, come on. Okay, I'm going to have to move the box real quick, guys. Bada boom. There we go. All right, so let me, that is going to be the next major level of resistance. And again, not only is it the value area low of the major range, it is also the full golden pocket retracement from the high all the way to the low here. So if we are going to see this continued retracement, it's going to make sense to come up into this area. And then you also have the value area high of the local range, right? And if I turn this on and off, turn off the macro range, you can see value area high, turn it back on, and then you have the value area low of the macro range. So very, very, very important levels of resistance above. But again, this gives us a nice, clear view. If we are able to flip these, could open up the door to come up a little bit higher here. Again, I'm not calling for this to happen. It's an if this, then that statement. If we get the continued move up, next target, 59.3. Next target after that between 60 and 62,350 really is the big range. And then once we flip that, then we could finally look up to much higher prices. And I'll be honest here, again, that 4-hour money flow is looking pretty saucy here if we can get that crossover into the green. So that's what I'm going to be kind of expecting here. Now, to be quite honest, coming on over to the higher time frames, as you guys know, this 2-day green dot was something we were looking at for a potential move. And I do just want to reiterate, I've been talking about this for so long. I really don't want to beat the dead horse. You guys know I love animals. But, if we do wind up seeing that 2-day green dot pull us a little bit higher up here, I do want to just remind you guys, money flow on the 3-day is still not looking good, right? So if we were, again, that's why this 786 golden pocket is just another reason why this is going to be super, super important, because if we come into that level of resistance and we do get the bigger breakdown here, this is going to be one of the highest likelihood areas to put that lower high in on the macro and then get the bigger drop to the downside. Now, if we did get the bigger drop, obviously 47.5, where we have the weekly naked points of control, is going to be kind of that next major level of support. And again, we talk about this a lot, right? Like, what are the chances of coming down here in the 40s? To be quite honest with you, like, again, 3-day money flow would be calling for something like this, right? Little pull up, then another drop to the downside. Is it going to bring us into the 40s? It's very, very hard to call right now, guys, especially with the way the macroeconomic environment is right now. Obviously, the rate cuts are incoming. Is that going to be a bearish news catalyst? Is it going to be a bullish news catalyst? It's very, very hard to say how it's going to react immediately. So I'm not really trying to make a huge bet on if we're guaranteed to come down to 40K or not. If we do wind up getting a big move up here, guys, just know, right, like, I am set with my long-term bags. I always say this. A lot of my Bitcoin was bought down here between 20 and 21K. And then a lot of my altcoins bought in here. And then I also have picked up, a few altcoins on the way up as well. Bought a little bit of Solana last time we got that big dump on Bitcoin on the bought a little bit of ETH here, a little bit of Solana here, and then other than that, right, if we take off here, I have my bags packed, right? I'm ready for full bull market to start if it does wind up happening. But I would love, especially because my $40,000 long, not my 40,000. The long wasn't a $40,000 long. It was a long from 40,000. I actually don't know what the actual I'll see if I can pull it up in a sec. I don't know what the actual position size of that was. But maybe I'll make a video about that, right? Because a lot of people say you need a ton of money to make a lot of money trading crypto. And that trade, was started with $675 on 20x leverage, and it wound up turning into I think the technical realized profit was like $7,000 after the $1,200 in fees, because obviously I've been holding it since January. But yeah, turning $675 into $8-9 grand is not that bad, or even $7 grand after the actual fees. It's a pretty good turnout, right, for $675. It's just proof. Like, you don't need a ton of money, and there's a very specific reason we enter that long, right? It's not just about like gambling and hoping you catch the big move. But with that being said, I am a little bit emotionally tied. Not emotionally tied, but I would kind of love to see that drop down back down to 40K just so I could pick up some lower longs, just for the YOLO, just for the meme. That's really why I was looking to hold that trade. I probably would have closed that trade, up here if I was just looking for all the profit. But I was hoping, if we took off, oh man, it's not that big of a deal, guys. It really doesn't bother me. I swear. Not a big deal. No, I'm just kidding, guys. But, so if we do get that move to the downside, I'm not really trying to make huge bets on this, to be quite honest with you, right? 3-day money flow would be calling for something like that. Even if we were to come down a little bit lower, I would not be calling for the bear market. Like I've been saying, time and time again on these live streams, not really looking for a bear market if we come down there. I would see this as like the best, one of the rare opportunities you get in a bull market to get back in or add to your bag. So not only am I loaded up on spot, I also have a bunch of dry powder here saved on the sidelines in case we do come down. I will scale back in and add to my bags on my favorite alts and Bitcoin, and maybe we'll even make some videos about that as well, as far as what I am looking to buy. But that's what we're looking at on Bitcoin, guys. Not too much to update. We're literally sitting in the same exact spot. 4-hour money flow still looks pretty good. 6-hour money flow coming back up here as well. 8-hour VWAP flip here. Again, did take that little scalp short. Missed the long, but that 8-hour green dot is now printing. Lower time frame money flow kind of choppy here, especially on the 30-minute. But again, I do think that with the 2-day green dot, if we could see this confirm, if we could see that 4-hour money roll up and cross over into the green, that would be kind of the thing that would call for the continuation up. And if we get the move down, right, if we do not hold that, if we lose this value area low, that is maybe where we will see a larger bearish scenario play out. But for the most part, just waiting on that 4-hour money flow to cross over into the green, because remember, the money flow indicates a longer-term trend. So this would indicate that we would likely, right, the more likely scenario here would be to see higher lows and higher highs for a continuation up. So we'll have to see what happens. Other than that, daily VWAP is starting to cool off here. Nothing really to take away from that. And then your 2-day green dot, 3-day VWAP also curving up. But again, money flow is king. So even if we get this pull up, has to be looked at as lackluster for a potential move down. Now, this is not calling for that move, right? It's an if this then that statement. We have to get the move up before we can assess the situation up here. But I'm just saying, right? 3-day money flow is looking for that to happen. But we'll have to see what happens. Locally, it looks like we could continue up. Again, low time frame chop is probably likely, right? Maybe we kind of just consolidate around here. But real quick, before we move on, guys, I do want to pull up some very local levels. And I want to talk about this really quickly. Bada boom, no, not this. Let's pull it up. I think it's over here. I'll just pull it new. I'll just pull a fresh thing here. So as we look at this, right, I do just kind of want to point out this little range. Now, if you guys are using the Frankie Candles Essentials, which is my free indicator by LuxAlgo, by the way, shout out to LuxAlgo, channel sponsor. If you guys want to check out their premium indicators, link in the description down below, 30-day money-back guarantees. You guys know who LuxAlgo is. Check them out. But if you're using my free indicator, just search Frankie Candles Essentials here by LuxAlgo. You can get this for 100% free, no strings attached. Just go ahead and add it to your chart, and you could pull, it's basically a volume profile, and you could pull this little range here. And I do just want to show this, right? Perfect example, locally, as, actually, to be quite honest, I was looking at a few different things, right? I was looking at the anchor VWAP that we were coming down here, putting that 30-minute bull div in at. But if you were looking at this Frankie Candles Essentials volume profile on the local range here, you could see that we were getting, very simply put, right? Just as a little bit of an educational part of the stream here, simple deviation below the lows with your bullish divergences, right? You do get the sauce can confirmation, which again is not a buy or sell signal, although sometimes it does look like you can do that. But with the bullish divergences here, right? Higher lows on your momentum waves, lower lows on your price action. You get the divergence marked out here with your sauce can emoji. And then that is where you're looking for simply a move back into your value area, hold the low, go to the POC, back up to the high. What happens here? Deviation from the high. And now, as long as we remain, right, I am just going to be looking at this locally as a local range, right? As long as we remain within this volume profile, if we cannot get back above this high, we could potentially look to go back down to the POC and potentially the value area low, which, by the way, I will be looking for long entries as that 4-hour money flow does look like it's locked and loaded for a potential continuation to the upside. So locally, this is what I'm going to be looking at as far as the local levels. Now, for these, I will mark these out for you guys. If we do get the continued pullback here, POC sitting at 56.8, value area low sitting down here at about 56.345, and then your value area high here at 57.542. And we all know, right? If you've been here for more than 15 minutes, you will know deviate above the low, below the low. This is where you want to be looking for your long positions, right? Because this is considered an undervalued asset, right? A cheap asset, and this is where you want to long into the value area and expect price to go back to the fair value. Price is always seeking fair value. This is why oftentimes when you deviate above the high, you go back into the range, back to the POC, back to the low. And then even if you don't make it to the high, just remember, if you are trading these volume profiles, guys, you are going to be looking at these as, if you were to take a long here, right, I typically will take my first TP at the POC. Right? So just keep that in mind. So it's not always a guarantee that you're going to come down to your or come up or down to your value area high or value area low. So it is very important to realize that you are going to be looking at that POC as the first major level of resistance. So I usually take a TP1 at the POC and then a TP2 at the value area high. And you can see how reliable this is. It's not magic. It's not like a magic indicator that you can just, buy and sell based off signals. But this is one of the most reliable trading tools you could possibly use. Even if you're not using mine, this is a completely free indicator. I have nothing to gain from this other than just helping out the community. You also have automatic fib levels here, or you could just use the trading view volume profile. The volume profile in general, not just mine specifically, is one of the most powerful tools you can use while trading, whether you're trading on a high time frame, a low time frame, a micro time frame, the weekly, the daily, no matter what. If you could find these ranges, you could find these high probability trades. So there you go. Let's see. Shout out to Belinda. Shout out to Belinda says, good morning from Aus. Thanks for all you do. Can you please do an in-depth tutorial on the Lux Algo Oscillator? Yeah, shout out to Belinda. Yeah, we can definitely do that. We're going to be covering indicators in the beginner series. Now, in that beginner series, I probably am going to focus on free indicators. However, I will cover Lux Algo. Again, shout out to Lux Algo, sponsor of the channel. And we appreciate them so much for that. But yeah, I don't just take sponsorships from any indicators, guys. I don't just take it for the money grab. I take this because I genuinely use Market Cipher and Lux Algo on a daily basis, right? And anyone in my Discord or watching these live streams knows that. And you can see here, this is the oscillator they're talking about. Now, one of the nice things about this is even if you're using the free Frankie Candles Essentials, if you were to pull up, you could see that the divergence is marked here on the Frankie Candles Essentials. But if you're new to trading, right, and you are not sure exactly what you should be looking at for these divergences, just understand, for me, like, again, bullish divergence, I'll just teach you really quick. Lower lows on the price action, higher lows on your oscillator, whether that's Market Cipher B, Lux Algo's Matrix Oscillator, or if you're looking at an RSI, a MACD, whatever you're looking at, as long as the momentum indicator, you're going to be looking for higher lows and lower lows for bullish divergence. However, if you pull up Lux Algo, the really nice thing here, and I'll just pull up Frankie Candles Essentials again, and I'll pull that same range here. It is really nice, right? Because not only do you get the divergence detection on the Frankie Candles Essentials, which again, this one's free. You can just search my name, get this for free. There's no strings attached. But you can see down here, Lux Algo also marks out these divergences automatically for you as well. So it's really good for a beginner trader. Like if you're just trying to learn, it could easily point these things out for you. But yeah, I will do they also have money flow here as well. I will do a tutorial on this. I believe we already have one on the channel. Tony D, if there is one on the channel, can you please go ahead and drop that for the Mafia? I do believe we have an updated tutorial that we made on the oscillator. You could check that out, but I will make an updated one for you as well. But yeah, there you go. Again, like I cannot stress this enough. I want to be clear. I have zero to benefit from this free indicator being given away. I am shilling this until I'm blue in the face because of how useful it is, right? And there you go. So there is what we're looking at locally. Again, I'll just kind of keep those levels up there if you want to mark them out while we move on. Those are the local levels. Again, if we come down to the POC, these are kind of the levels that I am going to be interested in for a potential long position. Again, why am I looking for longs on the way down? Very simply put, back to Market Cipher. The 4-hour money flow is continuing up. If that indicates the longer-term trend and this wave comes into the green, we are going to be looking for higher lows and higher highs. Again, not off to 100K. We have that 61 to 62K key level of resistance that we must get past. But I think if we get that money flow crossover and we see it play out, we could easily get up to at least 59 to 60K. So there you go. Let's see. Shout out to Tony D said older, right? Yeah, shout out to Tony D. Yes, I believe it was a little while back. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Yeah, shout out to What's Crypto said the Lux Algo breaker blocks with signals is very good. Yeah, the cool thing about Lux Algo is you get a ton of stuff. If you get the premium, you get the price actions concepts, which comes with a ton of different stuff. I don't want to turn this into a full commercial here, but this is just super helpful, right? Especially if you're new to trading, and you're like it could teach you market structure if you're looking at the price actions concepts. You can look at order blocks for support and resistance. You could look at your liquidity grabs. It can mark out liquidity grabs for you. So if you're if you're a fan of swing failure patterns like I am, you could kind of have this indicator on, which will show you when there is a likely liquidity grab. It will highlight those wicks in yellow. As you can see here, if you have an SFP, it kind of marks out that SFP for you, which is super, super, super helpful, right? So you can look here. You see this wick, extend it to the right, price comes down, closes the candle above, you get a little liquidity grab, little push to the upside. Again, you wouldn't want to just trade these as signals, but it's really nice to have this stuff marked out, especially if you already understand the concept of something like a swing failure pattern. But again, they have liquidity trend lines, liquidity grabs, they have automatic trading patterns, fair value gaps, you could turn on the breaker blocks, all that good stuff. And again, if you guys wanted to just taste some of this stuff for free, just search Lux Algo in your indicators, and they have over 150 free indicators, right? Like if you look at this, these are all free. If you do not see a red lock or a green lock next to any of these names, they're free. Look at all these free. These are the only 3 paid ones, and look at all these free ones. And these are not like BS free indicators. A lot of these are useful. Look how many of them that I have starred, right? A lot of these are very, very, very useful. So yeah, there you go. They have like infinite free indicators that are very useful. And I do believe that they do have a price action. I believe they do have a price actions concept free version. I'm not gonna go. Yeah, Lux Algo. Yeah, I mean, they have a ton of free ones that can help you see similar things, right? Like it's marking out this little liquidity grab. I mean, they have a ton of really good stuff. Highly recommend them. So go check them out. But let's go ahead and continue on, guys. Shout out to Flame's Head. Will BTC retest 58K now? Let's see. Stop making my BTC go down. Just saying. Shout out to Greg. But yeah, I don't know. Kind of hard to say if we're going to break 58K right now. Again, I am really just going to be looking at this as a range. As long as we remain in this volume profile, we could look for this to continue down. But again, because of the way money flow looks on the 4-hour, money flow coming to the upside, I will be interested in long positions on the way down. So as we pull back, I will simply be looking, again, based off the 4-hour money flow, we could potentially look for long positions, right? So yeah, there you go. Just looking at the volume profile for those local levels. All right, let's see. Yo, shout out to Jenny Swanson. Someone from Lux Algo's your baby daddy. Yo, shout out to Jenny. I don't even know what that means. I mean, I know what that means. I don't know if you're joking or not. I mean, it might be true. Who knows? I mean, people have babies, and those babies have dads. But anyway, shout out to Jenny. Let's see. Okay, so with all that being said, guys, that's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. Hopefully tomorrow we're not sitting at the same. It's like literally, like here we are, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 57 to 58K. Yesterday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 57 to 58K. Monday, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow, and we'll probably do something like this. And then we'll go live again, and we'll just be sitting right here. I'm just kidding. But there you go, guys. That's what I'm looking at on Bitcoin. The local levels, the macro levels. Again, the macro remains exactly the same. 3 days very bearish. Locally, though, the 4-hour looks like it could continue up. So keeping an eye on that. You guys have all the local resistance levels to the upside, as well as that key $60,000 to $62,000 level we must get past. But I will say, the 3-day money flow is not saying that 100K is incoming. So unless we get some kind of bullish black swan event, I would anticipate in the long term, even if we get a little bit of a pump up here, this is going to feel really bullish if this happens. But until that 3-day money flow comes back up, I am going to be looking at that as a potential lower high and a continuation down. Same thing as here for the breaker structure down. Same thing here for the retracement on the Fibonacci 786 golden pocket zone for the move down. Same thing here for the 786 retracement, and so on and so forth, right? Like all these drops have been predicted by the Fibonacci retracement, as well as money flow helping us understand the direction on where price was going to go. So shout out to Market Cypher for that as well. Money flow is absolutely goated. All right, let's see. Shout out to Bling. I think that's what that says. Says next week we will be higher. I hope so. Not for my $40,000 long that I want to get back into. But yeah, I hope we pump. But it's just very hard to say. And remember, this 2-day green dot, again, would anticipate, I would say, I do think we can continue higher. But we really got to get above that 62.3 level in order to really start calling for the top of this range and potentially beyond. And at that point, if it's an if this then that statement, trading is an if this then that statement, right? If we get up, let's just say, if we do get up to that 63 or 62.3 level, right about here, and we flip it, right? At that point, I would say, hey, come back over here, right? I'll just pull up the current range, right? If we do flip this level, which is 62.3, and we start getting above this, then we could potentially start opening our eyes to $67,000 POC. However, if the money flow in the higher time frames is not looking good, right? If it's still not curving up or getting a fake out into the green, we have to be very, very careful around that lower high zone, right? Because again, just like back here, nobody wanted to look lower. People were very mad that we were looking lower, but what happened? You get the drops down anyway. I just bring the information, guys. I don't want it to go down. I hope we get above here, and then we yeet up to the value area high and off to 100K. But I have no interest in coming here and saying that we're going to 100K if I don't think we are or the charts aren't calling for it. So I do think we will go higher. Just got to be careful. Like, really, 62,350 is the absolute pinnacle level of resistance to break. So there we go. You heard it here first, baby. Up only LFG. Shout out to VW John. Let's go. Shout out to Bling. Says, don't hate the messenger, hate the game. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Shout out to Bling, bro. But let's see. SNX, please, Frankie. Shout out to the Godfather. Guys, if you want to see your favorite, altcoins, drop them in the chat right now. Rob the Crypto Stomp will count up the votes and let us know what we're looking at. How you doing today, Rob? Happy birthday, by the way. If you guys did not know, it is Rob's birthday. Let's go. Let's see. Golden Pocket next week, then rate cut and down BTC. Yikes. Yeah, we'll have to see. I wouldn't disagree with that too much. But yeah, drop those altcoins right now, guys. Real quick, I will take a look at Ethereum first here. We took a look at Ethereum yesterday, which again was in the same exact place. So yeah, yesterday, again, yeah, same exact thing. Frankie Candles live stream. It's almost like Frankie Candles is pushing the price up here. But yeah, other than that, I would probably be looking as of right now. This is Bitcoin. Wait, what is going on here? Hold up. Ethereum. Yeah, I mean, still in the same spot here, right? Sitting above that PLC and monthly, as long as we remain. Man, this is wild. This is like super boring, to be honest. Like every day, like Ethereum's just doing the same. Like it's always doing the same thing right on this live stream. Do something. Go up, go down. I don't even care at this point. But yeah, we held the value area low, got to move above the PLC value area monthly, right? As long as we remain above this zone, I mean, I'll even mark this out, right? This is kind of your key level of support. If you lose this blue zone of support, I will say, bada boom, bada bing, right? If we lose this support zone between 2280 and 2244, I would go ahead and say that is where you're looking down towards probably this 2148 level at the value area low and potentially beyond. Other than that, hopefully we hold above this. If we continue up, fresh daily level sitting here, as well as your fib levels. I'll pull the Golden Pocket 786 retracement. Golden Pocket daily level sitting right here between 2427 and 2452. And then that value area high sitting up here at 2560. These are the next levels. If we continue up, I do think that this is going to be the next likely place of resistance. Get above that 786, looking at that value area high. So there you go. VWAP coming down on the 12 hours. So that's the one thing, even on Bitcoin here, guys, I will say earlier today, as we were getting the pullback, right, as I was sitting in that short, I'll be honest, although we were looking, it's actually pretty funny. It's like I was in the short, and as we were hitting the anchored VWAP here, let me actually hide some of this stuff. As we were hitting the anchored VWAP down here on Bitcoin, and starting to get a little bit of a bounce. That is the anchored profile. Come on. Anchored VWAP. There we go. Right, as we were hitting this anchored VWAP with that 30-minute bull div, right? Not the only reason we were looking for the long. Like I said, there were some other stuff here on the order flow that was making me look for the move up. However, I was in the short at this point, right? Saying like, hey, this might not be a bad TP as well as a potential long opportunity. And I'll be honest, I was more anticipating this to be based off very specific things. I was anticipating this to be more of a lackluster retracement, which again, not that we can't come back down, but based off of the 8-hour red dot and the 30-minute money flow crossing over into the red as we were getting that dump, I was looking for this to continue down potentially. Again, was also looking for the long, but I didn't know we were going to pump up this hard. And what happened? The 8-hour just got the VWAP flip, right? That 8-hour kind of just like pulled us down, and then we just wound up ripping back to the upside, getting the red dot immediately stepped on by the green dot, and we wound up pumping a little harder than I would have thought. With that being said, one thing I do want to point out here locally, I know we're looking higher based off the 4-hour money flow, but if we get a bigger move down, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm looking for, and it's going to be this 12-hour red dot with our 45-minute money flow crossing over into the red, right? This 45-minute money flow is starting to cross over. Another reason why I expected this short hit TP1. But I wouldn't have been shocked if we saw it get a bigger move down based off that money flow crossing over into the red as we saw the 12-hour VWAP coming down. Remember, 12-hour red dot, 45-minute money flow crossover oftentimes gives us the bigger move down. But that 12-hour red dot is still potentially on the way. Yeah, 10-hour VWAP flip. It's a little rough. Right? Yeah, you're just getting these VWAP flips consistently. But yeah, the next 12 and 16-hour red dots, if we could get those, I would watch the 45 and 1-hour money flow. Because if that money flow crosses over into the red on the 45-minute and 1 hour with the 12-hour red dot and 16-hour red dot, that might be able to give us a bigger move down. But other than that, 4-hour money flow crossover into the green is why I'd be looking to the upside. But either way, you guys have all the key levels to the downside and the upside, so you'll be able to be ready when we approach those levels. But yeah, just wanted to point that out because it's very similar on Ethereum. 12-hour looking for the red dot, right? What's that 45-minute money flow doing? It's already in the red, right? Do we have any blood diamonds or anything like that? Not really. Kind of hard to say. I will be like, locally, it's a little hard to say just because of the VWAP flips happening, right? Like I said this morning, that 8-hour red dot, 30-minute money flow on Bitcoin looked like we would very easily continue down, but then they just skirted right back up, and the red dot got stepped on. So, 12 and 16-hour red dots, I would think if you're going to get a bigger move down, or even if it's to the value area low here, I do think that's going to be the thing that gives you the move, especially with the 1-hour money flow kind of in the red, 45-minute money flow also in the red. Again, lower time frames are still just very choppy. To be quite honest. I've been talking about this for a while. Like, that short played out beautifully, right? Shorted up here. Actually, I was short from up here. Kind of got the retracement, finally got the bigger move down. But even then, just got the next rip to the upside. Still very choppy here. But yeah, those are the key levels on Ethereum. Just all remains the same as yesterday, unfortunately. Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. I liked the like. Do I get a cookie? Shout out to Bullish on Parade. You get 2 cookies, bro. Shout out to you. By 2 cookies, I mean 1, 2. Yeah, we'll give you. I don't know. We'll give you this, bro. Let's go. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. Why does the money fall like lead here? Those blue strips be heavy. But anyway, let's continue on here. Shout out to Mr. T Crypto said, hit them likes, people. We're going for 550 likes on tonight's live stream. If we can get 550 likes, I will. I don't know. I'll show some calves. Can we get some likes for some calf? I'll show some calf here. Shout out to Biomax. I think he shared a picture of my calf in the Discord yesterday, but I'll just show it live here on stream. A little bit of calf, baby. Oh yeah. There it is, baby. There it is. Quick and simple. I had the shoes on. I couldn't show it yesterday because I had the dogs out. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob said, pin my next comment. Shout out to Rob. Shout out to K Diggity dropping those calf emojis. Let's go. Thank you for that, Rob. We got the altcoins for the night. I'll go ahead and replace the pinned message. But real quick, guys, I will take a quick look at Solana. And actually, I do believe, do I have it saved here? Yeah, so there are actually two major areas that I'm looking at on Solana. So let me pull this up real quick. So yeah, this is the major volume profile that I'm looking at. Obviously, we got our move down here. We got to understand how we got to where we are before we understand where we're going, right? We have the lower lows on our price action, higher lows on the momentum waves, gave us that bullish divergence into that key level of support, giving us that little bounce up here. But for the most part, this is the major range with your value area low sitting at 123.51, POC sitting at 143.83, and then you have 166.93 as your value area high. Now, I will say, 4 hour looking somewhat interesting, right? Like, still coming up here, right? You got a little wonk to the downside here, but, money flow is technically still trending to the upside. This VWAP does not look super saucy. Do like to see those VWAPs kind of like scoot to the upside or curve to the upside. This one's kind of like inverted. So I'll be honest, like, money flow looks pretty good for the continuation. And if we look at this, right, I talk all the time about how I like to front run the money flow in Market Cipher B, right? And the way that I do this is by anticipating when these bear divs or bull divs will form, which does two things. It allows us to understand not only where we could potentially look for a short, right? So if I'm looking at this and I'm saying, hey, if we get a pump up here and we put in a lower high on the momentum waves and we get that price to push up to a key level of resistance, that allows us to give us an opportunity to look for a short, right? Because we could say, hey, if price comes up to that level and this 4 hour bullish bearish divergence prints, then I could look for a potential pullback, maybe scout that move to the downside for some quick profit. But what this also does is it enables you to potentially look for the move up, right? Because if I think that bear div is going to print here, then what are we going to need? We're going to need that higher high, right? Which could call for that pump to the upside. So not only can you sit on your hands and wait for the potential short opportunity, but you could also go to a lower time frame and try to snipe that long, right? Now, again, I would prefer to be long from the value area low and already be in a position here. But I will say, if that money flow crosses over into the green, and that's a big if we do, shout out to Tony D, said trade with the Mafia on Femex. Yeah, if you guys are looking for a place to trade, I highly recommend Femex or Blowfin. Links in the description down below. But I will say this. I don't know if I could say anything about this, but I'll just say, like, Femex has got some really exciting stuff coming. Really, really exciting. I've been, like, low-key wishing for this thing to happen, and I think this thing is going to happen, and it's going to be the coolest thing ever. So I'll just say that. Femex right there. Link also in the description. Just saying. Shout out to Femex. I don't want to say anything more. Anyway, Bob, speaking of Femex, I am going to be on a Femex Twitter space or X space tomorrow at 10 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, with our boy Tom Crown. Shout out to Tom Crown, by the way. I'm going to be on that Femex Twitter space with him tomorrow. So, yeah, tune in if you guys see that. All right, let's see. Shout out to Jenny, said Femex has really high fees. Check out Blowfin. I always say this. I see the trading fees as a cost of doing business, right? If you're not using super high leverage, you can also try to use limit orders to avoid the fees, or not avoid the fees, but keep lower fees. But yeah, I just always see it as a cost of doing business. But yeah, you can check out Blowfin if those fees are too high. Yeah, MEXC has the MEXC KYC'd, unfortunately. So it's not available in all areas. But yeah, MEXC also has very low fees. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't have access to them right now. But yeah, shout out to MEXC. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's see. Sauce and Veal. Shout out to Bullish on Parade, bro. You're crazy. You're crazy, bro. Eugene Sky says, my crystal ball says 70K. We break that 62.3 level. I'll probably be looking for 70K as well. But we got to break that 62.3 level first. All right, let's see. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on here. Yeah, so money flow continues up. I do think Solana can get that move back to the upside. But I'll give you some local levels here as well. So that's kind of the macro range. Again, like local chop, probably going to be very likely here. You know, like very hard to say what's going to happen in the short term here. But this is going to be kind of the macro range that I'm looking at. However, some local levels I'm looking at, probably going to be this local volume profile, right? If we can get stuck under this value area low, we've already gone to the POC, but this value area low is also going to be a pretty key level. And if we pull our golden pocket here, you can see there is some kind of support down here on that golden pocket, value area low confluence, right? We have a daily level down there as well. You do have a daily level here on your, you do have a daily level, whoops, you do have the daily level here on your, yeah, daily level here on, right on your 786. Let me re-pull that fib. Bada boom. Yeah, so you have your 786 daily level. Bada boom. There we go. So yeah, if we get the move back down, if we continue back down to the bottom of the range, golden pocket, 786 daily are going to be the levels I would be looking at. Again, short term, this would kind of be where I'd expect the chop to happen. And then let me actually grab all this, drop it into the group. And then other than that, larger value area is going to be sitting up here between 123.51 and 163.93. Other than that, money flow is all looking the same as Bitcoin. So there you go. Bada boom, bada bing. I have a lasagna joke, but it's too cheesy. Hey, shout out to Bullish on Parade. Bing bong. Let's go, bro. Somebody give this guy a trophy. Bullish on Parade. That was good, bro. That was good. It's okay. I just said the Bullish on Parade. I said the just before I gave Mrs. Candles the old beans, the magical fruit joke. So if that's not the daddiest of all dad jokes / like one of the most unfunny, oldest played out jokes in the history of Earth, leave it to me to tell it to Mrs. Candles. My goal in life is to embarrass Mrs. Candles, especially in public. She'll like, don't say toot in public. Too funny. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. I love played out jokes. Yeah, shout out to Shekel. Yeah, played out jokes are the best. Absolutely. Bullish on Parade said, my dad owns a GTR. Yo, I'm gonna drop the link to that video after the live stream. I'm gonna drop the link to that video in the chat because it is absolutely hilarious. Maybe we'll just play it. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted. K Diggity said, Wick, don't hit on me. Shout out to Wick. Hey, Wick out there hitting on the Mafia. Let's see. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue on. And take a look at Jasmine is going to be the next one on the list. Let's check it out. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to see if I can get Mrs. Candles. Let me see if I get Mrs. Candles to bring me up some agua, some regular water. Shout out to Dark Crash. But yeah, let's pull up Jasmine real quick. Hello, Mrs. Candles. If there be any way that you could potentially bring me a drink of regular water, not Aztecian and Cactus Moss water, just regular water. I don't have any up here, but I also the Mafia wants to know if you were embarrassed when I made the beans, the magical fruit joke in public. Okay, you're always embarrassed by me. All right, got it. Well, if you could bring that water up, I would love you forever. Okay, all right. Beans, magical. Oh, she hung up on me. Anyway, she said she's always embarrassed by me, guys. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on here. Taking a look at Jasmine. Bada boom. Bada bing. I'm going to go ahead and clear Jasmine real quick. Clear it out. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to pull this range. Go ahead and extrapolate that to the right. Bada boom. There she is, Mrs. Candles with a fresh water bottle. Let's go. Guys, look at Mrs. Candles' water bottle. I mean, this is 3 times the size of my head. Come on, let me smell it. Look at the size of this. This isn't even, like, the fact that this is shaped like a cup is hilarious. This is, guys, what? This is, you need to go to prison for that. I'm sorry. That is a felony right there. Look at mine. Mine's normal. Mine's a normal size. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Anyway, let's continue on. We're getting distracted, guys. We're getting distracted. There's those misses. Drop those Mrs. Candles hands in the chat if you got them. Oh, we got a lot of green names in here today. So, yeah, if you got those Mrs. Candles hands, go ahead and drop them in there. While I pull up these key Jasmine levels, the value area high, check that POC, check the value area low. Okay, so, yeah, let me pull some fibs here as well. Whoops. All right, there's the Mrs. Candles hands. Let's go. That's huge. Shout out to Shekel Goblin. Yeah, that's a bigot, literally. Shout out to Jenny Swanson said, my dad has a GTR that will be passed. That will be mine one day when he passes. Shout out to Jenny. Is that true? Is that true? Should dad really have a GTR? That's fire. If he does have a GTR, you should flex that on people. You should be like, my dad has a GTR. You'll win every argument. So like GTR is the only car that supercars are afraid of. Oh God, they are really sick. But anyway, let's see. Nothing wrong with kissing the homie goodnight. The homies goodnight. Shout out to Dark Crash. I don't know what that. Shout out to Dark Crash. Yo, we are off the rails right now. Shout out to Dark Crash. I don't know what that has to do with water, but shout out to Dark Crash. Thank you for keeping us hydrated here on the Frankie Candles YouTube channel. Okay, let's continue on. So, yeah, this is what I'm going to be looking at, right? Right now we're testing the POC. We've already come down, tested the low, back to the high. Never tested the low here. Let's see. I don't know why I'm in why are we in? There we go. I don't know why we were in full screen there. But yeah, I will say, yeah, 16-hour red dot. I mean, I do think if we get another move down, the 16 and 12-hour red dots are what to look for, right? Let's pull the fib. Yeah, I mean, let me just see something real quick. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of choppy. It's not really. There's nothing really screaming to me here. It's not speaking to me, guys. It's not speaking to me. Yeah, just kind of like wonky, gross price action. I don't like it. But yeah, 4-hour money flow in the green. If you do continue up, like I'll just give you the key levels of support and resistance because this is not very directional, if you will. Let's see, value area high, POC. Value area low. Come on. Come on. There we go. Okay. I guess I can't label this one value area low. But yeah, that's what I would do. This is not a previous value area high. This is a regular value area high. There we go. Yeah, so we continue up. I would just look to respect this range, right? If we get the big drop down, value area low at 0.01596 is your key level of support. POC up to the value area high at 0.02353 is your key level of resistance. Other than that, I would look to remain inside this range. Shout out to Captain Kirk, said yes, along with my steampunk octopus. Shout out to Captain Kirk. Shout out to the steampunk octopus. That sounds kind of dope. I'm not going to lie. Shout out to Mike, said, what's Caspa's next move? Let's check it. Let's check Caspa real quick. Caspa going to zero, unfortunately. Yeah. By tomorrow. Let's see. Yeah, tomorrow by 8:43 p.m. Zero. Right to jail. Right away. I'm just kidding, guys. But let's take a look here. Caspa. Zoom in here a bit. Let's get rid of these local levels. Yeah, I mean, just respecting the volume profile still. Key level of I don't know if I would be a key level of resistance. Yeah, 4 or 5 hour money flow. Be honest, like none of this stuff. Yeah, money flow crossover into the green. I will say if you continue up, I mean, you're already pretty much there, but 0.1688 is probably your next stop. If you break out from there, I'd probably be looking up towards this daily and weekly naked point of control sitting at about 19 cents. So if you did get a bigger move up, break this high, I do think that would be the logical level to look at. If you pull your fib from the high all the way down to the low, yeah, 786 daily naked point of control, daily and weekly naked point of control between 19 cents and 0.1944. So yeah, you've already tested the golden pocket. So like once you break about 0.178, about almost 18 cents, I do think that's probably going to be the next zone that you head for, right? So if you do get a local move up, your goal is to flip this golden pocket and then get the move up to this next 19-cent level. And that's pretty much what I'd be looking at. 4-hour money flow crossovers happened. Can we see it play out? The only thing that's a little contradictory here are the 12 and 16-hour red dots. So, like, are we going to see the 16 and 12-hour red dots bring us down before we get the 4-hour money flow to continue us up? Kind of hard to say. But, yeah, it's a little hard to say. But those are the levels I'd be looking at. Your key level to break is about 18 cents. Key level of support sitting down here at 0.1588. And then you have the larger volume profile down below supporting you. Otherwise, hang on. Let me get rid of some of this stuff. Those are relevant. Get rid of this local range. Let's see. Come on. Bada boom. Hey, I'm surprised this fan has been off. Mrs. Candles has turned off the fan here. Come on. Dang. I'm pretty sure that camera's about to pass out. But we're good. Okay. So, yeah. I'm actually going to pull this larger profile. This is going to make a little bit more sense. This is like a little bit more of a sensible volume profile. These are your key levels on Caspa. Bada boom. Yeah, so those are the next two major targets, I would say. If you break above the POC, right, this just makes a lot more sense looking at it in this context. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. So, yeah, if you get above this POC, I would look to move up into the golden pocket value area high, break above that, probably looking at that 19-cent level. And that is if the 4-hour money flow decides to play out. However, if that 12 and 16-hour VWAP comes down and gives you the red dot here, I would expect a little pullback first, in which case I personally, kind of hard to say which fib I would want to look at here, but yeah, I would probably look at this as a key level of support. All right, so that's kind of the levels that I'd be looking at on Caspa. So there you go. Maybe a little short-term pullback before coming back up into these zones. That's kind of what I would expect. But remember, anything can happen. Kind of hard to call right now. Camera, no way! No way! Yo, DMB Smurf, I'm not going to lie. I straight up thought you were trolling. I thought you were trolling when I first saw that, bro. No way did that just die. Unbelievable. Mrs. Candles, guys, I'm taking Mrs. Candles to court. Unbelievable. This is damaging the company. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Mrs. Candles. Yeah, I cannot believe that. She left the fan off, and I was just saying, I was like, as I was drawing that TA, I was like, something feels off right now. And I'm like, it sounds really quiet. It just seems super quiet. And then I realized the fan was off. And I must have gotten it to a second too late. A second too late. Unbelievable. Mrs. Candles, you're fired as the studio cleaner. I'm just kidding. I can't fire her, guys. I'd be lost without Mrs. Candles. Low key. High key. All right, let's see. I have a 1994 Integra with a B18C1 forged internals and a big turbo, 700 horsepower. Jenny Swanson. Are you capping? Because that's lit. If you actually do have that, does that big turbo stick to is what I want to know. Is that big turbo sound like this? Tell me if that big turbo sounds like this. Tell me if the big turbo sounds like that. Anyway. I wish you guys could see how I just made that noise. If you guys could see the camera right now, you'd be cracking up. Anyway, guys, I have a blow-off valve in my office. But anyway, continuing on. Shout out to Jenny. Oh God, I hope you're telling the truth, because if that's true, that's legendary. That's legendary. Yo, shout out to Crypto. Crypto Sharknado said W blow-off valves. Oh yeah, it sounds like a Supra. I do have one. It makes a nice spooling noise. Okay, I like it. Ain't nothing like the Supra Stu-to-do, though. If you know, you know. Anyway, so there we go. That's what we're looking at on Caspa, guys. Let's go ahead and move on to ICP. See if we can get this camera back on in a second. Frankie got a new camera, a new chair, and a new camera. Yo, let's go. We need to race Jenny. What do you got? The Emperor, what do you got? I'm not gonna lie. I kind of got the itch. I used to be really like way more into cars. When I had more time. But I'm not gonna lie. I've been on car YouTube recently, and I'm getting dragged back down the car rabbit hole. Maybe somewhat soon here. Shout out to Dave Digital tuning in. Says bing bong. Shout out to Dave. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Yeah, he's got a 1993 Civic EG Turbo. Oh God, he's got the laptop in the passenger seat. Oh God, shout out to those. Shout out to the Civics out there. You know, the scary Civics. Bullish on Parade. GTR. Yeah, GTR would be dope. All right. Let's go. What you got, a K-swap? Yo, you guys are crazy. Yo, Mafia. We should do a Mafia car meet, I think is what we do. Should we do a – oh, God, yeah. Shout out. Let's continue on, guys. We got to move on with the TA here. We're going to have to make a second channel for cars. I feel like there might be a good turnover there or a good crossover. But anyway, taking a look at ICP or ICPA, as some people like to say. And I will just point out, where are we getting the bounce from, guys? Right from the value area low. But this is kind of somewhat, I mean, not irrelevant, but I will just kind of remove those levels. I will get rid of this volume profile. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Obviously, ICP was absolutely ripping yesterday. Yo, shout out to Crypto Sharknado said Tom Crown's going to lose his mind when Litecoin finally starts moving. Yeah, I probably will too. Shout out to Dave Digital said hashtag lurkin. Said leaving the gym on my way home. Week 44, day 2 complete. Shout out to Dave Digital. Shout out to Dave. I'll just say this, guys. When I start going back to the gym, nobody's going to know. Nobody's going to know. Or nobody's going to know. I'm not going to tell anybody. As a matter of fact, maybe I am going to the gym. Nobody knows. Not even Tony D will know. Not even Mrs. Candles might not even know. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to let the Mafia find that out. I'm just going to be on camera. People are like, yo, Frank, you looking swole? Are you going back to the gym? I'm like, oh, yeah, I've been going back to the gym for 6 months now. But I'm not going to talk about it. I think there's something to talking about it early that will kill the ambition. Not the ambition, but kill the consistency. If you go, we will know. Exactly. Shout out to Dave. That's why you don't ever want to. I don't like bringing that stuff up, right? Because if you say I'm going back to the gym and people start to notice, like, hey, this guy's still not looking swole, they're gonna know. They're gonna know that you weren't going. But shout out to Dave Digital. Dave's been absolutely crushing it. But yeah, let's take a look here, right? We looked at ICP yesterday, guys. I'll be honest, like a lot of this stuff remains exactly the same. Like this might be the most boring 6 months of price action I've gone through since I've had the channel. But you know, this is the next area of balance. Very simply put, right? You have balance, imbalance, back to the area of balance. Once we get the next breakout, if we continue up, very simply put, the next area to look for is to come back into this previous value area. And then we have an opportunity to break above some key levels to get a much bigger move to the upside, breaking into that higher volume profile, looking for that bigger move, potentially up back into the $12 to $14 level. But to be quite honest with you, next local zone is going to be sitting here between 941 and 1016. So there you go. Can we get this? Let's see. Can we get this camera back on? Come on, camera. Come on. Oh, there we are. Let's go. All right, let's continue on. So yeah, very simply put, next key level. Between 943 all the way up to 1015. I will say the 1015 is probably going to be pretty strong resistance. This is the full golden pocket retracement. We've already tested that. But if we do come back up into this zone, maybe we kind of wiggle around. Once you flip that golden pocket, I will be looking up towards the 786. Flip that 786. Look up to the POC and value area high. That's what I'd be looking at on ICP. Same thing we looked at yesterday. But I will be clear. I will be honest. 12 and 16 hour looks like we could potentially cool off a little bit before we get another move up. All right, let's see. Yo, shout out to Wick 589 said, if I was a camera, I'd totally run hot staring at Frankie for 2 hours as well. Shout out to Wick 589, bro. Flatter me. Shout out to Wick. Okay. Let's see. Shout out to Mark Tudge said, why on earth is this chat on slow-mo while Frankie talks in 2x speed, 2x the speed of light? Yeah, I do talk fast. This is me. You meet me in real life. I talk this fast. All right, let's see. K Diggity said, when Frankie hits 1 million subscribers, he's going to get a new chair, new camera, and a new microphone. I'll be honest. This microphone does take a beating. I creepily fondle this thing. I mean, you guys know. Anyway, that's ICP. Let's go ahead and take a quick look at Link. I will take a look at Arweave. I see people shouting out Arweave in the chat. We will take a look at it for the Mafia. But I'll take a quick look at Link here. Still just banging its head on that value area low. Looking to get above to move back in. I mean, yeah. Super boring. This is like brutal. It's just so wonky and boring. So, I mean, key level to break above here, to be quite honest, is 1075 or 1074. Get above 1074. Maybe, just maybe, you can get a move up to 1160, right? Nothing too crazy. But yeah, that's kind of like the doorway to higher prices, right? Just like it was here, break above the low, you get the bigger move up. But to be quite honest, like, this is not as important of a value area in my opinion, right? Like if you get above that, the real value area I'd be targeting is this, right? You see the big breakout, you reject there. I would really be looking to get inside this value area. So let me do this. Let me get some new levels here. Get rid of this. Bada boom. Don't forget TradingView tutorial out now. TradingView beginner's guide. Anybody who might be new looking to master TradingView, check that out. And let me go ahead and turn off the macro value area and mark out the local value area. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, okay, so this is kind of more what I would look at, right? Like, this is more tangible. Instead of, like, looking for these, like, little micro moves, oh, my God, you can break it to $11. Like, instead of looking at that, let's look at the bigger levels, right? Very simply put, I mean, this is very similar to Bitcoin, right? You're holding the golden pocket 786 zone. As long as you remain above this, right, I would say, you could potentially call for higher prices, right? You hold the higher low. If you continue up, the next key level of resistance is simply going to be this value area low sitting at 1263. POC sitting at 1426, and your value area high sitting at 1756. So, yeah, that's what I'd look for, right? I mean, as far as your 4 hours concerned, VWAP starting to come up. Nice little trigger wave potentially forming here, right? Money flow coming up, VWAP coming up, trigger wave forming. Could call for that move up. But I will say, right, like if you were going to look for that, yeah, I mean, the next real level, I mean, you could pull your local fib. Whoops. You could pull your local fibs from the high all the way down to the low. 786, golden pocket, right? So this would be somewhat kind of local, in between resistance, right? So if you do get the bigger move up, I'd be careful around this Fibonacci retracement. But other than that, you're looking to flip that value area low at 1266 for the bigger move up. Very simply put. So there you go. That's what I'd be looking at on ICP. As far as the high time frames, again, I will say, like, a lot of this stuff on the higher time frame still doesn't look good. Weekly green dot, 6-day green dot, sure, that can give you a move up, but the money flow is not pointing very, very. If you wanted to call for a bigger move up here, guys, it would very simply be you would want to see money flow curving up, right? This is what you want to see for a massive move. This, what we have actually, is what you see before you get one of those, right? A lower high and a continuation down. So I would be very careful, but those are the next levels I'd be looking at. We'll see if locally we can at least get a little bit of a continuation up here. Let's see. Shout out to Asuna. I don't know if I butchered that or not. That says, sorry, I'm new here. I didn't know I need to pay to analyze an altcoin. Shout out to Asuna. You don't need to pay. Definitely don't need to pay for us to look at an altcoin. But yeah, you just got to drop your favorite altcoins in the chat, and Rob the Crypto Stomp will count out the votes and let us know what we're looking at. Let's see. All right, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bada bing. Oh, shout out to Asuna. We already looked at Jasmine. You could scroll back a little bit earlier in the what is this thing called? Live stream. We already took a look at Jasmine. I gave you all the key levels. You can go ahead and take a look at that. Just scroll back until you see Jasmine. All right, let's go ahead and check out synthetics. Take a look at the Bybit chart. Fresh. Maybe not. Take a look at the Binance chart. I'm going to go ahead and clear this. I'm going to pull up all the key levels. We're going to do a full analysis here. Take a look at the monthly. Actually going to change the settings here real quick. Number of rows, bada boom. Okay, so we got a monthly MPOC, which we've just barely front ran here. Go ahead, monthly MPOC. Monthly MPOC. I'll just give those relevant ones. Pull up the weekly. Okay, so yeah, we got a weekly NPOC here. That's pretty close. Got another one right up here. And another one right up here. Okay. So I'll tell you what. I would take a look. Do we have Confluence here? Oh, baby. All right, so this is what I look at. Weekly MPOC. If you get a move back down here, I will say. Weekly, whoops, come on. Weekly MPOC. Golden Pocket 786. I don't know if you're going to be lucky enough to get the move all the way back down there, but if you were, I would probably look at this, right? If you do get a pullback, I would potentially be looking for longs down here. Very simply put. Yeah, other than that, I mean, I'll be honest. Weekly MPOC up here. Yeah, so like if we were to, let's pull up the 4 hour. You know, it's kind of hard, right? Because like it's kind of hard to pull this profile. Yeah, these are the key levels I'd look at, right? So key support, POC Golden Pocket, weekly naked point of control, I'd say between 128 and 125. If we can get a pullback there, I will potentially be looking for a long. 786 value area low would just simply be the next area I would look at. So yeah, these are basically the key levels I'd look at, right? And then if you could get the bounce, I would potentially pull up the visible range. Yeah, I would. Let's see here. Yeah, if you are able to get the move up, I would think that the key level to break is going to be basically where we just rejected, right? This is going to be key, doorway to higher prices, right? So if we could get above this, hold it as support, I would look for a move up to $1.52 and potentially $1.80, like for the big move. If you can get that big move, you know, you do have levels here, right? But there is a bit more of a, you know, I would probably be looking at that weekly naked point of control as the bigger target. But yeah, if I can get a entry down here, you know, not the worst thing in the world in my opinion, especially pull up the money flow here on the 4 hour already in the green. You know, I wouldn't say local. That's not local targets, but you know, if I could potentially get like an entry down here somewhere, this is not a signal or anything like that, but this is just something I would look at, right, to the retracement zone, right? If I could get along, I mean, even on the value area low, you get an entry, value area high, you get an entry there potentially. But yeah, if we could get a move down here, back up to the golden pocket, something like that would be like a good start, and then potentially that could be the start of the bigger move. But again, like back up to the higher time frames, like higher time frame green dots, but you know, money flow is just not really looking terrific here. Let's check the daily. Yeah, daily money flow crossing into green. I don't know. It's actually not looking horrible. Daily money flow looking to cross over into the green. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say right now, to be quite honest. Yeah, this is definitely the doorway to higher prices, though. Breakout here, you can make a run for the golden pocket / weekly naked point of control. These would be kind of the next moves. So $1.53 all the way up to about $1.81 is what I would look for. if you could get the move up, right? But locally, I would look for a retracement back down in here. All right. With that being said, let's see. Yo, you guys are funny, bro. Yo, shout out to Nick dropping those candles. Let's go. Shout out to Nick. I appreciate you, bro. Jenny Swanson said, I got a Colombian girl in San Jose, California, looking for a gringo to me. Yo, you guys are crazy, bro. The Godfather said, thanks, buddy. Bought SNX at $1. Let's go. Hey. Down here at $1. Nice. You basically sniped the bottom here. I mean, I'll be honest, because if you hold this Fibonacci retracement, yeah, you hold this 786, this could be a little pump up. But those would be the next targets, right? You would hope for something like this, right? That's kind of what I would hope for. But again, a little hard to call right now. It's a little bit of a weird point in the market here. Shout out to Golden Valley. He said, act normal. But guys, actually, let's take a look at Arweave real quick. I'll do a speed run on Arweave Speed Tour. Shout out to anybody who watches TikTok. I don't know if anybody watches TikTok, but if you know Speed Tour, you know Speed Tour. Anyway, let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. Yeah, this stuff all looks so gross. It's so choppy, so grindy. Man, could have taken the whole summer off, to be honest. Shout out to people who can take the summer off of trading. Let's see. Yeah, daily red dot printing, 16-hour red dot. Yeah, this looks pretty choppy, to be quite honest. What's a TikTok? Shout out to Tyler. Yo, you guys are funny. What's a TikTok? I think it's like I think it tells the time. Do I think NFTs are dead? I don't know. Listen, I'm actually pretty bullish on the technology of an NFT, right? But I don't know. It really depends, right? I mean, like, it's the same thing with meme coins, right? Like, meme coins rip based off nothing, right? It's just community and hype. It's the same thing with NFTs, right? Like, like, it is crazy, right? Like, why is this JPEG of a monkey worth so much? It's just it's kind of like a Ponzi scheme, right? But it doesn't mean you can't make money off it. Like, I don't know. It's like there's no, yeah, I don't know. I kind of compare them to meme coins, right? The question is, like, I don't know. I think NFTs have like a community of people who always be into them. But I don't know. I feel like meme coins might kind of steal some of the liquidity out of the NFT kind of sector. But I don't know. I've never been a huge NFT person, and the only Tic Tac. Shout out to Bullish on Parade with the UFO emoji. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to the Tic Tacs if anyone's ever seen those in the sky. But anyway, yeah, it's I've never been I've never been like a huge NFT guy. Not that I don't think you can make money with them. You definitely can. I know people who make tons of money on NFTs. I also know a lot of people who have held a lot of NFTs to zero. It's like crypto, anything in crypto, right? But I will say, I am bullish. Like the technology of an NFT is like super, super useful. But yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like a get in, get out thing for me. I never really paid too much attention to them, other than like the big ones, only because it's only so much that I could keep on top of, right? Like, it's really hard for me to like keep an eye on all the charts, on all the time frames, and all the setups and all this stuff, while also like having my thumb on the pulse of the NFT market. So I have like other friends that are into that stuff. So I kind of just go based off what they tell me, and I kind of just make my decisions based off of the little research that I do. But yeah. Yeah, not my thing, just because I don't have the mental shelf space for it, very simply put. But yeah, I'm definitely tons of money to be made. I'm sure they will come back in some capacity. I'm sure, right? I'm sure some point this cycle, just like there's going to be a meme coin that nobody knows of right now, it's going to be like, how did this do with 2000X, right? There's probably going to be NFTs like that again as well. I mean, that's just what I think personally. But yeah. On Arweave, I'll say, yeah, value area low. I mean, that's still your key level, right? Locally, if we could hold the higher low, this is your key level of resistance. If you can get the continuation up, like that's your next major level that I would be looking at between about 2486 and 2682. 4-hour money flow starting to come up here. it's like bullish divergences. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could potentially see that move up, to be honest, if that money flow continues up. But I wouldn't really be looking for a trade on this, to be honest. This is really choppy right now. But that would be kind of the next major target, in my opinion, from the high to the low here. Yeah, you're holding the 786. If you hold the 786, I mean, your hope would be to get a bounce at least up into this zone. And then if you could flip that 786, I would look for the bigger move up here, where this golden pocket and 786 is not really useful anymore. However, PLC is still up there. So that's kind of what I would look for. If you lose that 786, very likely looking for a bigger move down. So there you go, guys. And with all that being said, I think that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. I appreciate every single one of you guys for hanging out with us here. I think the best use case for NFTs is video game items. Yeah, stuff like that. Where like deeds to a house, titles to cars, stuff like that, I think is definitely very, very useful technology. But yeah, I think there's going to be a time personally, and I could be wrong about this, right? I do think there's going to be a time personally where there's like, I just don't know if, other than the hype of stuff, if you want your NFT to hold value, I think it's going to have to be more than a picture, Yeah, it's hard to get like the general public on board with that, right? It's got to be tied to a game, something like that. Like you've seen Yuga Labs do a lot of stuff like that. I mean, I don't even know how are Bored Apes holding up? Let me know in the chat. Are Bored Apes like still holding up? Like where are they from the top? Are they making a comeback? Like are they holding value at all? I don't even really know. Let's see. But yeah, there we go. Yo, shout out to Andrew. No more monkeys. Shout out to Andrew. Yeah. Maybe they're not. I don't know. Let's see. I own $0 worth of NFTs. Yeah. Like I probably would if I wasn't a trader, right? Like I focus. Here's the thing, guys, in crypto in general. And I do think it is worth noting, right? Focusing on one thing, right? Like find your thing and put your focus there. Especially in crypto, you do have to kind of embrace the new shiny object thing if you want to chase those huge gains, right? Like the new coins, right? Like you're not going to want to like you do kind of have to chase the new thing in order to stay current with everything. But in my opinion, like find your niche and stick with it, right? Like for me, it's trading. Like I always say, people like, oh, Frankie, like, why don't you look at a ton of meme coins? Like, why don't you do meme coin analysis or anything like that? And my simple answer to that is, even with the long from 40K, right? I turned $674 into $8,000, right? Like, this is not uncommon for trades, right? Especially when we use leverage, right? So I can get those 1,000% returns by leverage trading, right? So I don't need to catch that next meme coin, right? So if I can catch these 1,000x, these 500% returns, with my trades, like, why am I gonna like spread out my capacity to like focus on all these other things and just like dilute my attention to the thing that's making me actual money, right? So whether that thing is leverage trading, right? Obviously, if you're in this live stream right now, you're probably interested in trading, and that's why you're here to learn. But like that's my simple thing is like when I see somebody get a 10x or 100x or something on a meme coin, like I'm not like, oh my god, I'm never gonna get, like I'm just getting that in a different form, right? Some people might not catch the meme coins, but they catch the NFTs. Maybe some people stick with NFTs and meme coins, and then maybe some people just value invest, and then some people only do utility coins, and then some people leverage trade, right? But my suggestion to you is pick something and focus your attention on that one thing. And you're probably not going to be good at that thing at first, right? But you're, in my opinion, otherwise you're just going to wind up kind of like going from thing to thing and just like either making a little bit of money and then going on to the next thing, making a little bit of money, or making a little money here and then losing it in the next thing. So I just, if you could stick to one thing and get good at one thing to make consistent gains over time, that's kind of the way I look at it, and that's why I chose trading, right? Because even in a bear market, when there's no meme coins and no NFTs doing 150x's, no altcoins doing 50x's, we can just catch those 10x's, 50x's, 100x's, whatever it is, on the trades, on the moves to the downside. So for me, trading, just there's opportunity all the time, whether the market is going up, down, sideways, left, right, diagonal. I mean, I guess it's really only left, up, down, or sideways. But either way, there's always an opportunity, and that's kind of why I stick to that thing, right? I got good at the TA, got good at the trading, and just stuck with that. So, yeah, that's kind of just that's my 2 cents on focusing on what leverage you use and how long do you hold your position for. Shout out to Mike Owen. It totally depends. It's different all the time. It depends on depends on a million different things. It's kind of impossible. Like, for example, the the long from $40,000 that was just closed. Definitely not upset about that. But no, like the long that I just closed from 40K, I was holding that since January, right? So now again, I don't typically hold my trades for that long, but that was just kind of for the meme. I wanted to hold that long for 40K, and then I guess, I don't know, I got KYC'd or something, and they kicked the trade out. But yeah, that is, so it depends, right? Sometimes I'm in and out in a day, in 5 minutes, in an hour. It really just depends on what I'm looking at, what time frame I'm on, and a million different other things. But if you stick around and subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, I teach you guys how to do this every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's all the time I got for tonight's live stream. Thank you for hanging out, Mafia. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Shout out to Tony D. Shout out to Jenny Swanson, Wick589, K Diggity, Flame. Shout out to Bullish on Parade, Goldavelli, Nick, Mike Owen, Wayne C., Wix Wife 589, and Jenny Swanson. Did I say that? I don't know. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. We'll have to see what Bitcoin does. If you missed Bitcoin TA, go to the front of the stream or the beginning of the stream. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Go check out the Trading View tutorial. I'll see you guys next time. Hasta pasa. Frank Candles out. Bing bong.
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Spit shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, so nobody's into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
So, if you guys wanted to know how I was making the blow-off noise before, shout out to this thing. I don't know if you guys can hear that, like, on the microphone. It probably just sounds like garbage, but I'm just saying, this sounds like a blow-off album. I don't know. I don't know if it's what it sounds like on camera. Tony D's probably dying right now because it sounds amazing in person. He's probably like, no way is this guy doing this live on the internet. But anyway, shout out to the Mafia. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. You know the rest. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command, like, yeah, you about to see me on demand, like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy. On the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, hey, on a roll, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, hey, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah, on a roll, here we go, here we go. Here we go. On a roll, here we go, here we go.
And this one's for K Diggity. Motivational quote of the day: grow or die. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong.